If we decide to make a change, you simply edit the file here. When you're finished, you drag that changed file over and it will instantly be updated on your web host. We can go to our pages, make sure everything works. There's work and there's home. Last step is, now that we know that we can upload our files and it will work, you want to do your final bit of testing. And this is where you're going to view this website in all of the modern browsers. And this is going to include Firefox, Chrome. Chrome and Safari are generally going to be the same, but still check them. In Firefox, you can see it's more or less the same. And this is an advantage that you have being new. Back in the day, it really wasn't always this way. You could view something in Firefox and it wasn't quite the same in Chrome, and you had to figure out what the differences were and how to fix that. These days, the browsers are quite modern and they are following best practices. So you would continue to view this in Firefox, Chrome, Safari, Opera if you like, though usage in Opera is only about 2%. It's pretty small. And then you'd want to check this in Internet Explorer 9, 8, and potentially 7 if you want to support a browser that's 2 versions back. That one's up to you. If you have access to Windows, that's the easiest way. Open your Windows computer, access the URL that you've uploaded via FTP, and see if there are any issues. Now, if you are on a Mac, you can use a virtual computer. Now, there's also a website called BrowserStack that's relatively new, and this will allow you to run cross-browser testing. Right now, it's in private beta, but probably by the time you watch it, you'll be able to use it, and it gives you access to all of the various Internet Explorers. And lastly, make sure that you validate your code to see if you missed any HTML closing elements. So we'll do that right now before we finish up. I will visit validator.w3.org, and I will select more options and make sure we're using an HTML5 doc type and specify the address and see if there are any errors, and we passed. Perfect. The last thing is, let's validate our CSS as well. So I will click it right here. And now we're going to pass a path to not index.html, but CSS style.css is where that's stored. As you can see, check it. And this will let us know if there are any errors. And you can see right here, there are two. Too many values recognized on line 138. So let's view it, line 138. And what's happening right here is, it's not an error, but this validator does not understand RGBA. So we know that is correct. We can ignore that one. And it's because we're testing with CSS level 2 instead of level 3. And the same thing right here, unknown pseudo element or pseudo class last child. We know we can do that. The validator just does not understand it. So don't simply change your code for the sake of passing it. We're using this as a test. And our tests show that we've done everything right. So we are finished with our first simple website.